Hey, welcome back to Mental Override. Thanks for clicking the link below and tuning in. Today, I wanted to talk about why neutral is the best gear to be in and how we deal, manage, handle what is it with anger. Anger comes up in most of us. And if you notice, people are on a hair trigger, ready to snap. I looked at a truck wrong yesterday and the guy drove by and gave me the finger, honking his horn. I was at a crosswalk. All I did was look at the man. So people are raging. And you know what most people try and do is they try and control their rage. Hey, listen, this is Mental Override, the channel where we discuss overcoming fear and living intentionally. What I do on this channel is I want to share some of my experiences and things that I've learned that have helped me move and navigate through life to become my highest self and to live my purpose. In doing these videos, I hold myself accountable and I can help coach other people in that direction. So what I want to talk about today, neutrality. It's a very interesting concept. But it's not just a concept, it's a state of being. You see, this state of being is a position in which the mind's eye doesn't judge, it observes. So let's take a scenario. The other day, I'm at my house, something happens, whether it's your kids being noisy, whether it's something with the neighbor, whether it's something you don't like. And you have this emotional experience of anger well up within inside you. I find one of two things are going to happen. One, it's going to get you in the grip. And that emotion, the emotion your body is experiencing, controls you. It tells you what to do. And we project, we blame, we say it's someone else's fault. The reason for this is that. The reason for this happening is this explanation or that explanation. And see, what we try and do is we try and turn off the faucet of anger. So you're sitting there, this feeling wells up inside you, and we try and control it. We try and go, I'm going to control the anger. I'm going to control that emotion. It works for a while. It works for a while until it builds up and then your cup overflows and you blow off your top. You see, most people who are on a hair trigger, their cup's already full and they're looking for a reason, or they're using any reason to blow off that top and say, I'm pissed. I am pissed. And they identify. They think that that feeling is them. So what I'd like to propose with transmutation is that when you are the observer of your emotions, the observer of your thoughts, you can recognize that emotion coming up within you. So when you're neutral, when you don't blame, when you don't judge, when you don't accuse, that neutrality allows you to witness the emotion. So for example, let's say the anger comes up inside and we stop and we go, my body is feeling anger. Good. You're angry? That's great, because that is an indication of something that's wrong. You see, things like anger, fear, maybe jealousy, maybe hatred, maybe love, all these emotions are indicators. They are our sensors giving us information. And when we try and control that, it's like saying, I need to turn off the sensor. It's like saying, I don't want to feel hot and cold with my body anymore. I'm just going to turn that off. And we numb ourselves. We numb ourselves with drugs, alcohol, habits, addictions, anything to turn off the awareness of what our body's producing. You see, when our body produces anger, it's letting us know something's wrong. So why turn off that sensor? Why not listen to it? And see, the key is to be neutral. If you want to understand the reason behind your anger or your emotion coming up, we need a state of neutrality, non-judgment. And that awareness allows us to feel it, observe it, and go, maybe why is this happening? Perhaps I judged someone and that created the emotion. Perhaps I have a fear, a trauma that's happened in the past that brings up emotion. Perhaps it's my environment. Just my environment alone can bring up that emotion. And if we get rid of the sensor, we don't know what we can change or what perspective we may need to change about ourselves to become neutral and non-judging. Now, here's the thing. What do I do? Yes, I see that anger. I see that feeling welling up. I feel it, One, don't identify with it. You're not that thing. You're the observer of that thing and your body is experiencing it. Number two, transmutation. We can redirect that energy. So when you feel angry, I'll give you an example. I was struggling with my wife and I was angry at her. I don't even remember the reason. A lot of times we don't. But what I did is I took that energy, that angry energy, and it has to go somewhere. We have to use it. We have to dissipate it. We have to put it towards what it's meant for. So if the sensor's telling you something is wrong, put that energy towards correcting what isn't right. And that perspective isn't lashing out at people. It isn't making more anger. It's resolving it. It's letting go. It's saying, I experienced that. Maybe there's something that needs to change. I experienced that. Maybe there's something I need to consider perspective by. But when you give in and identify with the emotion itself, you become that. And we think we are that, but we can be separate from it. Now, you can, if you want to turn this into a positive, that's why we can take negatives and twist them into something great when we glean from the lessons that are learned within the struggle, the thing we might be angry about. And yes, there are things that happen to us that are wrong. Straight up, someone hurts you, someone hits you. But maybe in these lessons, we can glean changes that we need to make. And when we just foster anger, we lose all the intelligence that can be gleaned from something. Now, feeling the anger, sometimes we think that's wrong too. It's not. Your body is supposed to feel these emotions, but we can redirect that energy. So back to the story. Wife does something wrong. I get angry. What do? I took that energy and I put it in a list of all the things that I appreciated about her. I turned it into gratitude, and we can redirect that energy. So that's called transmutation. It's something that we're not taught in school. We're not taught how to practice, and very few people will give us an example of what that looks like. And for me, having struggled with anger, especially from chronic pain, I realized I'm on a hair trigger sometimes. And what I had to learn was to move as fast as my body allows, not to ignore the signs and the signals that my body's giving me, because that's information that's very useful in order to correct my environment, to correct my behavior, to decide who I want to become, and to reflect on who I am becoming. So, with that in mind, if you're angry, that's great because that's information you need to grow. So, thanks for choosing Mental Override, and we'll see you on the next one.